Welcome to the Courage to Be podcast. I am your host, Tanya Vasallo. A quote I read this week stayed with me. Home is not a place, it's a feeling. And I've never felt it more deeply than now. I have to share with you because when we have been getting ready for this Bali move and we decided that we were going to have our home rented out, which we've never done before. This is a brand new thing for us. And so I remember having the property manager here with us, and she said one of the things to me. I'm so thankful to her. Heather, if you're ever listening to this, we were going through house things and she's been such a guide for us. And I said to her, I'm like, well, what about our Vitamix? Here I am getting attached. You can listen to the episode on grieve and letting go of things. And so I was getting so attached to my Vitamix. It's a $500, $600 machine, the blender. And I'm like, well, what if we leave this for the renters and they break it? And she just looked at me, obviously I'm a rookie. I've never rented out my home. And she just looked at me and said, Tanya, you have to shift your mindset. Everything is replaceable. So that Vitamix that you're so attached to, that can be replaced. And you have to shift your mindset to this is no longer a home, but it's an investment property. Oof, that was such a truth. And it stuck with me. It will stick with me for the rest of my life. And that's where that quote, home is not a place, it's a feeling, is what I'm starting to realize in this transition, because we've now changed everything up in the house, in the home, and we've left art pieces that Ben's done, my husband's done, which looks beautiful in the house. There's a couple art pieces that are mine. We've left our furniture. But other than that, it is no longer a home. Things have shifted. My office space is no longer my office space. It's now a guest room. My daughter's room, which we had just changed this year, we had adapted it more to like a teenager type of room. We painted a wall all pink, and she had a canopy and her loft bed area and a new desk and her vanity. That no longer exists either. Now it's a small office space with a pull-out couch. And so all these things that we've been changing up and getting ready for what would look like an ideal rental space, which whoever gets this house, let me tell you, we've put so much love into it. They are going to feel it as a home, but it's no longer a home for us. And it's making me realize, because we've narrowed down all our possessions to a closet in my husband's studio. And I only have small Tupperwares of winter clothes. I have one box of books, one box of photos, and the rest of the stuff is like photo equipment. We really don't have that many things stored down there. I've been able to release. I've been able to let go. You can listen to that podcast episode, on letting go of things. And so it's reminding me that this is no longer our home. It's our investment property where we get to stay for the next 2 weeks. Maybe we'll come back to it in a year, maybe in 2. We don't know yet. But just a reminder that now home will become that feeling of me, Ben, and Isla. Like, where is that home? And it'll be for the next year or 2. It'll be in Bali near the Green School. But where will home be for the rest of us? And I think that's so hard, to transition to it. And it takes a while. And we'll see how my home feels when we get to Bali. But it's an invitation for all of us. I think that attachment to photos, books, sentimental, objects is because that's what we want to make our home. But I'm starting to transition. All those physical objects that gave me a sense of home are now being replaced by memories for me. And I'm so excited to stop collecting things and start creating and collecting memories and experiences that will now become my home. And just remember, you don't lose value when you lose stuff. That's an important thing to remember. And just how my mindset has changed now too. And I invite you, if this is resonating with you, please share the podcast. I love sharing with other people. I know it's having a huge impact on many people's lives. And these are short episodes that you can share with other people if they're going through a loss of their home. I just met a woman this past week that had lost all of her possessions. She had just moved from Colorado 3 weeks before the fire here in New Mexico hit, and she lost everything in that fire. And she's rebuilding her ranch, right now, and creating everything. So you know of anyone that's lost their home in whatever way, because they separated, they got divorced, whether they lost their home, in this sense, it could be because of a natural disaster, but it could be a choice that they made. It's like, okay, like we are doing right now, like we are no longer going to be using this home as our home. It's now a place for rental that feels homey for whoever comes in. But I do invite you, if you know of anyone that's going through something like this, share the episodes. You never know how this might transform their life. And I'll leave you with a question, which is, what truly makes you feel at home? What's home for you? And please share with me. Share either on Substack or on YouTube, because that's where you can leave comments. You could even messenger and, leave me a DM Instagram, although I'm not as involved in Instagram. But what truly makes you feel at home? Until our next episode, remember to always choose courage over comfort. And I am your host, Tanya Vasallo. If you loved today's episode, it would mean so much if you rate and review The Courage to Be on Apple Podcast. Not only does it help the show to grow, but it also gets you in the running for something amazing. Every month, I draw one lucky winner to receive a complimentary 7-night, 8-day vacation. You'll get to pick from over 3,000 beautiful resorts worldwide. You just cover the taxes and fees like you would with a travel rewards. Airfare is not included. And if you want to double your chances, along with your Apple Podcast review, leave a couple of comments on YouTube. That counts as a second entry. Just send your screenshots to help.thecouragetobe@gmail.com, and you'll find the email in the show notes too. It only takes a moment, and who knows, your next adventure might be closer than you think. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on our next episode of the Courage to Be podcast.